Alright, this is going to be a little bit of a long one, but I think it's important for you to hear it. So come sit with me. If you're feeling stuck in life, and maybe you're filled with stress and anxiety of what's to come because you just don't know which path you're supposed to take, and maybe you feel frozen with all of that fear, there are 4 responses to stress: fight, flight, freeze, or forget. And because of this stress, you feel stuck in place. You are surrounded by what you think is chaos. And sometimes when we're stuck in this frozen state, we often self-sabotage by relying on cheap dopamine to try to fill the void of the emptiness we might feel. And this can come in many different shapes and sizes. Maybe you comfort eat. Maybe you lay in the darkness and do nothing. Maybe you play video games in excess. Maybe you consume a bunch of media. Maybe you doom scroll, or maybe you rely on some type of substance. All of these take away from your energy, your spirit. And how often do we do these things and feel like your bucket is actually being filled up? Your bucket is your spirit energy, and if it's empty, your spirit is broken. So because of that, you feel stuck. And if you feel stuck, it's usually because you feel like you don't have enough energy to pull yourself out of the hole that you're in. But here, let me reframe your current state, and maybe it'll start to give you answers within yourself on how to get out of it. An object at rest has potential energy, and that's what you are at. You are at rest, and you have to allow yourself to be at rest so that you can charge up your potential energy. I'll even give you the definition of potential energy. It is energy that is possessed by an object by virtue of its position relative to others, stresses within itself, electrical charge, and other factors. You live in a universe where you are constantly surrounded and in a position relative to others. You live in a universe where everything is constantly in motion, and because you are just at rest at this given time point, you feel bad about it because you have been lied to that if you are not producing, then you are useless. But this lie is the thing that's stealing you from your power. But instead, you rely on all this cheap dopamine to try to fill the void, saying, look, at least I'm doing something, but that's the lie. All cheap dopamine does is sap you of that potential energy. So then all you have left is just a shell of who you once were. You are now just the object with no potential energy. So I challenge you right now to sit with the discomfort of doing nothing. The universe is going to be constantly moving around you, and that cycle is going to constantly rub off on you and create potential energy within you. Create your potential. And all you need to do is let it generate, and eventually you will find ways to make anything happen. You have nothing to fear because the universe will provide. It will provide you opportunities so long as you find the potential in it. So instead of relying on things that will make you feel good right now, let it charge up so that you can have the potential to make things so much better in the future. Think about it.